Okay, so I'm using another Braai for the port 2 regarding the parameters. Let me just undo this one. None. So as the previous video showed, I went and created reference plans. So I'm going to do a parameter on this one. I've already created one, so to create a new one, you select your dimension, click on that little calculator with a star, instance parameter, and then give it a name. So since I already have one, Braai length, let's do this one, click on it, instance, Braai width. So now, if we go to properties, you'll see it sit there. So this needs to be 830 and Braai width needs to be 510. Just gonna make this smaller so that you can see what happens. As you can see, it has auto updated. So what we're gonna do now is create our back plate and extrude it to the front. Let's go create extrusion. And this is just open this up again. Description. So we know all the steel is 2.5 mils. But it's extrusion start end 2.5. And I'm going to just draw it with a rectangle tool inside of our reference planes. So I'm going to go AL, lock, 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 lock. I'm going to go finish it, go to 3D. You'll see there's our 2.5 mil. So now if we go to floor plan again, open up your properties, and let's say we want this at 1.6. If we hit apply, you'll see that our back steel plate is also adjusting with it. So let's change this back to 830. And now I'm going to go with my left. Just need to remove this from the previous one. Okay, finish face. We can add our dimension. Let's see what this one is. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that one. Finish face, and then let's create another parameter. Instance. So this is Braai width. I'm just going to change the other one. This is Braai height. Okay, so let's double check. 83, 83, and 81. So let's change that. 810. There, it's updated. Let's go to our left one. Select our dimension. Just hit the drop down because we've already created Braai width. Here we have it. Add it. So now I'm going to create the 2.5 millimeter casing. Go create extrusion. So I'm just going to drag this one over the top of it. Press AL and lock it. Lock it. Lock it. And lock it. And I'm going to go again. Just going to add a dimension. Let's go 2.5. So that's a bit too small. Let's see if this is going to work if we give it an offset of 2.5. Do it like that. But remember, this one needs to be on the inside. So I'm just going to use my mirror by pick lines. I need to select my line first. Select the line, select the mirror, and there we go. And now I'm just going to use my trim and extend tool to clean up these corners. Let's do that one first. There we go. Now I want to see finish. If you go left, so this I just need to drag that up a bit. So let's see if that is going to work with us. Seems like it is sticking with us. Okay, cool. Okay, which one did I change? Now that one. 830. Applying OK. So now let's go left. So this extrusion we need to lock at Braai width. Because now if we go and Braai width and we go, let's say 600, apply, our width will extrude as well. So this basically gives you the functionality to edit the braai for a custom braai, for instance. Okay, so now that we have that in place, our little box, let us now create this part. Okay, before we create that, I would just need to update this section for the lookup table. Just need to add one more section. Braai width is 810. Braai width is 510. Next is Braai height. And this is 810. Okay, I've already got the name in. I've got this, and now I need to check these first before we move along. Go here. Manage lookup. I need to save it first. Download. There we go. I just need to drop it in my folder. Manage lookup tables. This is the important part. Go import, find your .csv file. It's not an Excel file, it's a CSV file. Autodesk Braai CSV file. Okay, now we need to create our formula for this. I'm just going to create a new parameter for product number. This is a number parameter. I can't put that in. Alright. So now let's go with size underscore. Let's go size underscore lookup, and we want this to be the Braai height. So what I find easy to do is then go Braai height, copy what you've entered in your CSV file, paste it in there. Oh, I'm doing it backwards again. First one, you can leave this here, it's fine. I'm gonna add Braai to the front because you need to specify the file then your column that is Braai height, then we have, if there isn't a millimeter, so it's 0, and then we link it back to product number. So let's go product number and close it off again. Invalid input. Great. What is my Excel saying? My other notes. How is this invalid? Got that, got that. I found an error in my Excel file. So I've just changed that. So I'm just going to reload it. Reload. Yes, replace please. Okay. So now we are going to set the parameter for this first product name. As you can see, we've got the name, we've got the number, hashtag, hashtag number, hashtag, hashtag general, and then we've got our dimensions going. So now since we've loaded it, I've put product number as 1. So let's go size, lookup, Braai for the file name. Then we want it to look for nothing. because this column it is searching for, it doesn't have any header. So that's why we just put that in brackets, because this is a text that it's looking for. We're going to say none, also in abbreviations. Oh, can't remember what you call this little things. And then product. It needs to reference back to product number. Make sure you enter the exact, it is case sensitive. Hit enter, that formula works and it pulls in our Economaster 800 built in Braai. So what we need to do now is create another one for our height, length and width. I'm just going to note here for our Braai height. Just going to save this side. Parameter formula is millimeters. So we will, luckily you only have to change the second and the third one for it to pull through, because it relates back to the product number that we have in our sheet, and it relates to what we have selected in our parameters. Okay, so let's go with Braai height. I'm just going to copy the top one, add it in Braai, and now the second one is the column on height. Okay, so now we wanted to look at Braai height. I'm going to put in Braai height. So now it is a length parameter. I'm going to put in 0 millimeters, hit enter. Now you'll see that it's locked on 810. So since these are all exactly the same, I'm going to copy these ones, copy, paste, and now we are looking for Braai length. I like to copy the names from my Excel file because sometimes I make spelling errors and it just confuses me. I end up looking for errors and it's not being able to spell correctly. I'm just gonna paste that there for now. Copy, paste, Braai width. There we go. And now it has locked those in place. If I go now product 0, we have none. So let's go with 2, we have none. So now our constraints aren't satisfied. So we have to leave this at 1 equals 1. And now that would be our base. Okay. So let's hit OK. Let's just going to save as we go so we can ensure it running smoothly. I'm just quickly going to copy these formulas into my note file so that I can put them in the description. Okay, there we go. So just to show an example, I am going to go to a second Braai that is also in the normal build class. This Excel file, copy name. Okay, so this one is the 1000. This is product number 2. And this one is 103. Remember, this is millimeters. Width 51. Height 81. Okay, now I'm just going to resave my .csv. So anytime you make changes in your Excel or .csv file, you would need to resave and re-import that file. So I'm just going to take this and delete it because that has already been loaded into Revit. So if you delete the file, CSV file is still going to be within Revit. Rename by, so we don't mess around our formulas, because once this name changes, your formulas won't work. Let's go manage lookup tables, import Braai, replace, and I'm going to delete the second one. So now if we go to 2, you'll see that it has updated. Let's just change it back to 1. As you can see, the name is also updating alongside it. Just open up back. Okay, now that we have that set, we need to create this little nook. Let's go ahead and do that. Create extrusion. So I'm going to take it from here. Once again, I'm going to draw it around what I have already. Draw it like that. Go AL and select the parameter and lock it in place. So I'm going to go with my offset tool. Let's go with a nice 50 again, just to give it that nice finish. Go OK, and we know the extrusion is 2.5 mils. So let's go 3D, see where it's at. Okay, that needs to move up. So I'm just going to move it up like that so we know where to find it. Move it up, move it down. Let's go align, lock the top onto that face. Lock. So we know our extrusion end is at 510. So let's have a look at our photo. We can see 510, so this needs to sit. Yeah, I can leave it there because that, I assume, is the front door that's sitting there. So you can leave that there. So let's move this up and change it to 57.507. 507.5. There we go. Let's assess what we've created. So we just make this smaller again since we only need this number now. Let's go with 2, apply, and there it has updated. Let's go 1, okay. So there we have that in place. So for this video, let's go and create, I've got a different idea to create this catch pit. If you can look in there, it looks like it's making a dip. So let's finish in here, then we'll move up to this section. I think that's going to give us some problems, but we will figure it out. Okay, so now let's see if we can create a section. And I'm going to create a new reference plan. And I am going to put this on 50 mils away from the side. And I'm going to lock it. We'll see now if any of these dimensions cause some issues with what we have going on here. I should have locked that so quickly. 50 lock. So let's see. So this is actually quite a long process because you have to, constraints are not satisfied. So now we know these ones aren't. Let's see again. There we go. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna remove these ones. And I'm gonna go to my section. Okay, let's try and assess. I'm getting a bit confused. Okay, so we have to draw it like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna just create another reference plan for that height. I think that's too high. I think 200 is fine. See that, there it is. So I'm just going to create another reference plane, and let's try and keep that equal. So let's see if we move that. Okay, we can't move that, but that stays equal. Cancel. Okay, so I'm going to create extrusion. Just going to pick a plane for now. Okay, it's not that one. So this is the bottom. We need to take it like this. Just going to give it 5 mils for some thickness. We know it needs to go there. But I am going to move this up a bit, because if we have a look at the photo, this is not actually touching. Let's put it there. 5 offset. trim and extend, and I'm just going to select this and mirror it. Trim and extend. Go to 3D. You'll see there is our little guy. Let's make it some bit thicker. Go to floor plan, align, select the reference plane, lock, reference plane, lock. So let's test. Let's go back to 1, apply, and it moves. And it moves. Good news. So that is working with us. Okay, I want to see this test run something again. I've only, let's just lock that into place. Change it to 1. There we go. Okay, so the 80, that one worked. Let's go again. I think it might have been that dimension in the middle that was causing our problems. But let's see. We go to 2. Okay, so that can work like that. Great stuff. So now I'm going to create a void. Once again, in here, align, lock, align, lock, and I am going to lock it to the top of our plate. Okay, finish that. Okay, so I can't see that. Extrusion in 500. So we can just get it. Oh, just. Need to be more than 510. So 520 it is. Cuts geometry, yes please. I want you. This, I want to pull it up. And cut. But now I think it's okay. Is it cutting? It's luckily not cutting that we have over there. Okay, I'm gonna unlock this and move this into 25, and I'm gonna lock it again. Unlock this, move it to 25, and lock it again. So let's test run what we've just created. 1, apply. Okay, so this part of the box, edit extrusion, I think that needs to be locked, finish. Let's check again, and there we go. Now we have a nice sketch pit that's open. Okay, let's now do our, can we say, flue height. Yeah, I think that'll work the best. Okay, so now we need to go into our Excel file again, make this flue height. Just gonna drag this a bit. That's 320. I'm just gonna copy this and then flue length and then flue width. Length is 420, width is 22. Let's just check our other braai. So yeah, width is 34, 440 and 32. Okay, luckily the height remains the same. So now we need to copy our reference plane, add a dimension, click on the dimension, add a parameter, and we will call this flue height. There we go. Okay, so file, download the file again, delete the previous file because we've made changes, rename the file, reload the file. Okay, so now we need to do our flue height. I'm just gonna copy this in. And this is flue height. Just copy from the Excel sheet. I'll make it smaller again now. And there we go, 320. If you hit apply, see it's 280 over there. There we go. So now we need to go and create a sweep blend. Sketch path. From there to there, I'm just gonna move it up so we can AL. Okay, so that doesn't wanna. We'll figure this out now. We've come this far, you can't give up. Select profile 1. Okay, once again, I think I am working on the right facade or elevation. So AL, we want it on the sides. Go check. Okay, so I am working on the correct one. Go front again. I'm just gonna click draw in profile 2. So this, we are, now it sits against the wall. So I'm just gonna draw it in here for now. Go okay, okay. So now we are sitting with quite a skew top part. Not to worry. I'm gonna fix that just now. So now we need to go and create reference planes. Just gonna delete this section because I want to see this line. So I'm gonna add my 2 dimensions there, and there, and remember to hit equal because now those 2 move together. Let's create our parameter. Before we do that, reference plane. We have those. Now we have to do smaller ones from there to there. Just gonna dim it, and then this. I'm gonna leave it like that. Select the dimension, create a new parameter, instance parameter, and I'm gonna call this flue length. You can see it's 700. It's supposed to be 420, but we will do that formula just now. So now this one, let's go create parameter. Okay. Okay, let's do the flute width one first. Since I Control A, copy, paste, and paste, enter. 340 for number 2, yes. Apply, and there it goes. Let's do this one. Paste, enter. Let's see number 1. It is updating. So now we need to adjust our sweep blend for profile 2, edit, and we know it needs to be on that line and against our reference plane. So lock, 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 lock. Okay, so let's assess this. Apply, and there we go. So now, if we go to floor plan, we need to do that little nippy. Okay, so it seems I've made an error because the 320 is inclusive of that. So let's try and rectify this little boo-boo. I don't think it's going to be an issue though. Oh, it's fine. I'm going to leave it like that. Let's go extrusion. And now we need to create a reference plane. Sorry, reference plane. It's gonna create there, 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 and there. So let's go and give that one a 10, lock it, lock it. So let's check before we do too much dimensions that this will, okay, that updates very nicely with it. Let's take our reference plane there. Okay, give it a 10er and lock it. I'm just going to change my scale a bit so I can hopefully see my dimensions better. I have been to the eye doctor. I am just waiting for my new glasses. And let's lock that one. Got that, got that, got that, got that. Let's see. 2. And it are updating. Shalala. And now we're going to go create extrusion. And once again, throw it around or inside. And now align and select those that we've just drawn in. Need to select that one. I selected the wrong one. So if you have multiple lines crisscrossing like this, you can hover, press tab until it highlights, and you can move it. So now I'm going to let's use a rectangle tool, offset 2.5, great stuff. So 2.5, because we know it's 2.5 mils thick. Shop. Front is done. And now we just need to take this little nini and then AL. Lock it. And I'm going to copy this reference plane. AL again. And lock it into place there. And add a dimension and lock that into place. So let's see what if this apply. Okay, it is running with us. Okay, let's do our doors. I am not going to show the visibility on the doors. It is in the previous video regarding Braai. So you can watch that one, take all the information I've did in that one, and then incorporate it into this one as well. So I'm going to create a reference plane, and this is now we need to check our Braai again. So I'm having the sneaky suspicion that our doors is going to differ. Let's see, 47, 47. Now they are exactly the same. It's only the length that's changing. So let's jump right into it. Extrusion. Again, I'm going to draw it like this, and then AL lock. We need to select this one, and then select this one and that one. Finish. This needs to be for 70, and now we have that bottom drawer in place. Let's just ensure that we have it on the correct area. So I'm going to move it up, floating, and I'm going to AL lock it into place and change the extrusion end to 512.5. And there we have our first door. So let's create this part. I believe this is a like a curved section on the inside. We can go ahead and create that. So I'm just gonna draw a section in here again. How do you name this? Curved area, so I know which one to look for. Let's go section, save, and it's this one. Name curved area. So let's go create. Just pick a plane. Okay. So if I look at this print, it is a bit step back. Like that. I'm just gonna draw it like that, and then add some little bit of pizzazz. And now I'm gonna give it a 2.5 millimeter offset. And let's go and trim and extend those lovely corners. Finalize. And I'm just going to pull it into the middle because we need to align it so that this adjusts with our size. Let's turn it to 1. There we go. And there we have our smoke chamber. So that when you braai, the smoke doesn't come back out. Let's add our second top door. Create extrusion. And now I'm just going to draw it in like this. And I am going to align it like we've done a million times. And that is our top drawer, but there is always a little gap there, so I'm gonna make a gap a 2 mm gap will be noticeable. And I'm just going to draw this down. Finish. Let's see where it is hiding. And I'm going to move it up. Move it up. Left. AL. Lock. And this needs to be 512.5. There we have that. There we have a little Braai. So I just didn't do a catch pit with angle irons for the full Monty, but we did do a smoke catch pit with our briquette catch pit and our doors. So let's see how this bad boy is going to. Let's go new project. I'm just going to open up a new one. Let's draw a wall. And go to our family, load into project. And there we have a Braai. So now you can, if you want to change it, you can select your Braai. You can go edit type. Okay, see by us giving it a formula, it locked the product number. So let's go back to our properties and remove that. Apply and OK. Load into project, overwrite it. And then this. Ta-da! As you can see, it is already giving us our product name, the one we are currently on, with our height and our flue requirements. So now if we go to 2, it updates. Thank you for watching. And that is how you use instance parameters with your lookup table to create a Braai the South African way.